Hello, this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is a reading for the masculine energies for the month ahead. Now, I've put out a spread, and let's go straight to the bottom of the deck. And we have got Two of Coins. I think you might have been in a 2-year cycle. I want to take this one with it as well. Seven of Wands, that's the card of resistance. Yeah, here we are. Interesting. Okay. This, to me, is feeling a bit like a love reading. Even though it's just a general masculine energy, it feels a bit like a love reading. I think you've been in a 2-year cycle and you've been resisting communication with someone that maybe you've been in the 2-year cycle with. That's what that feels like to me. What else could you be resisting? Well, the Knave of Swords is electronic communication. So texting, emails, could be phoning, dating sites, websites, things like that. Yeah, I really am feeling like this is a love reading. I've just done the female energies for the month ahead, which didn't feel like a love reading until we got right to the end. But this has started off feeling like a love reading. So who is it you want to communicate with? That's the question. Somebody you don't feel like you should, or somebody you don't want to, for whatever reason. Because Seven of Wands is resistance. That's interesting, isn't it? Who do you want to be in touch with? Well, somebody. You definitely want to be in touch with someone. Let's see. Right, Nine of Wands at the centre. You are worn out with something, or worn down, or ground down, or you've nearly reached the end with a situation. That has been ongoing for the last 2 years, I think, or maybe you're in a 2-year cycle. The end of your tether is what it feels like. Just about ready to break the rope and run off. You know, I've just got a picture of a horse or a cow tied up or something, straining on the tether and pulling it out of the ground, ready to go. That's what that feels like. You're ready to break resistance, perhaps. Perhaps you're ready to break resistance and make communication. Make contact. Could be. Why are you not quite there yet? Well, we have the Seven of Coins, which is crossing this. And the Seven of Coins is, we're sort of waiting. It's a card of waiting, really. Waiting for the right time is what I want to say. You've not made the move yet. You've not made the contact yet because the time doesn't feel quite right. What are you waiting for? Let's get a clarifier for the Seven of Coins and the Nine of Wands. Eight of Coins, that's working on yourself, your health, your wealth. You've been working on finances, perhaps. And progression is good. So we've got a 7 followed by an 8. This is good news then. You're making progress, but maybe you felt like you needed, well, more money before you could be in touch with someone. I mean, that seems a bit of a strange thing to say. To me, that seems strange, but I'm a feminine. You know, the masculine energy is more concerned with money. So maybe in your mind, you felt like you didn't have enough to offer, perhaps. Yeah, maybe you've not been in touch because you didn't feel like you had enough to offer. That could be a thing. On the face of things, you're only thinking about one thing at the moment, it seems to me, and that is about love. You're thinking about love. The lovers is a choice, generally, but it can also refer to love. But this is a love connection. This is a connection that you can't stop thinking about. This is a connection out of the ordinary. And if this is a connection out of the ordinary, why have you not made contact? Why have you not been in communication? We're going to need a clarifier here. Ace of Coins. This is a gift. Ace of Coins is a large sum of money. So we're back to money. Maybe there's somebody you're thinking about feels out of your league, perhaps. Like you don't have a chance with them. It's that sort of feeling. Almost like they're too good for you. I mean, I would be surprised if that was actually the case. This is an issue of perception rather than reality. Nobody's really above anybody else. And also I think this is temptation here. You see the snake? There's a snake there. It's reminding me of Adam and Eve and the snake. And temptation. Maybe this is a situation that you're not supposed to have. Perhaps this is forbidden. You know, what was the Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden and the forbidden fruit? That's what this is feeling like. This connection feels like it's forbidden for some reason. You don't want it to be forbidden. Definitely not. I don't think the other person does either, because if you look at these two, they're completely besotted with each other. So if you've been in connection with somebody in the past and it didn't work out for whatever reason, and you're still thinking about them, but it feels like they're forbidden and you can't have them, that is very much what you're thinking about. And why you've not communicated is because you feel like you can't have them, which is why you've been resisting, which is why this thing has been going on for 2 years. Yes, well, that all makes a great deal of sense now. Now we've got to the crux of it. So it's a love relationship that feels forbidden. And that's really sad and really hard, actually. So I wonder what you're going to do about it, because it's very much on your mind. Right, well, at the bottom, what's hidden or not clear is, are we coming into the 3rd year of this situation? We've already had the 2-year card. Now we've got the 3-year card. I mean, you could have been biding your time for the last couple of years. Are we entering into year 3? Oh, goodness, I hope not. That's a long time. If that's not the case, then the 3 of Coins refers to building. It's actually one of my favourite cards, the 3 of Coins. It's a card of making steady progress. It's not fly-by-night. It's not making $1 million overnight or anything like that. It's steady, incremental growth. So building wealth, building a home. It's building yourself up, I suppose. And actually, don't forget, at the centre of this, we had a feeling of possibly not having enough or not being enough, not having enough to offer somebody, or not feeling like you were enough for them. So perhaps really you've been trying to boost yourself up. Along with boosting your finances, you've been trying to boost your prospects in a way, so that you're going to be a better catch, perhaps. Knight of Coins, you're moving slowly. You're a slow-moving knight. Or particularly if you're a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this might relate to you even more. And along with that, we have the moon. So let's look at these 3 together. It's not been clear to you what to do. I don't think you know how to progress. That's what it feels like, and that's why you've done nothing. That's why you've been slow. And in the meantime, whilst you've been working out how to get this person back in your life that you love, is no other way of putting it. How do you get them back? Well, while you're waiting, you may as well work on your finances, and you may as well start boosting your coffers. That's what it feels like. So that's what you've been doing. You want this forbidden love, but you don't know how to get it, so you've been working on yourself or your wealth. In the past, we have, it's another money card. Ace, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 of Coins. Right at the start here. I mean, that's a lot of money. This is a lot about money and worth. The 6 of Coins is the card of equality, if you like, or it's a shared energy, reciprocity, the sharing. You've got 2 hands here, shaking hands. What's quite interesting here, and you don't see this on every deck, but in this 6 of Coins, I'm extremely drawn to the letter in the middle. Did you receive some communication in the past? I wonder. Somebody sent you a letter? Maybe it was the feminine from this connection. Put up a boundary and said, I don't want to do it like this. That feels like that could be a thing, definitely. Oh dear. And because she said no, it's, you know, you've retreated, obviously, but you can't stop thinking about her. And you still don't know how to get her. And maybe it feels to me like you might be reading and rereading a letter. Feels like that. Let's get a clarifier for the 6 of Coins. King of Wands. Maybe the feminine was a fire sign. Maybe she put a boundary in place and you didn't really like it. I mean, in a way, it sort of feels like there was no choice here. I mean, if you're a fire sign masculine, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, then perhaps you were the one who sent a letter. Or if you're not a fire sign masculine, but you were dealing with a fire sign feminine, maybe she sent a letter. I think in any case, it feels to me like the feelings between the 2 of you were equal. It was a 2-way street. It wasn't just that you loved her, she loved you too. Maybe neither of you really knew it was love, but it is really. That's what it feels like. And so some boundary was put in place, I think, or not necessarily a boundary. Maybe the relationship was severed with a letter. It's that sort of thing. In the future position, you're in the Hanged Man. Well, this is not knowing what to do. It's still the waiting to try and work stuff out. The waiting for enlightenment to strike. Let's see if we can get a clarifier. Gosh, because you really need to be able to move this situation forward. Or if not, move on to someone else. You know, if you truly can't have this person and there is no possible way, then you need to find a way to leave this in the past and move on to somebody else, because it's a danger of this going on indefinitely otherwise. Right, Hanged Man in the future position. 2 cards fell out, and they're the 3 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. This is the card of heartbreak, and this is the card of reaching the end. Now, do you remember we had the 9 of Wands? We've now gone to the 10 of Wands. That is really good progression. So you've got 6, 7, 8 of coins, and we've got 9 and 10 of Wands. So things are moving on. So the feeling like you don't know how to cope and you can't stand the situation anymore and it needs to end, it is going to end. The feeling of heartbreak is going to end, or the business of you keeping your focus on the person you can't have is going to end, which is going to leave you heartbroken. I hope not. I mean, I feel a bit like you're heartbroken already, to be honest. But that's in the future position. I mean, I just took another card. I've got the Empress here. I wonder if this woman is older than you, or somehow above you is what it feels like. She's older than you or above you in some way, and you need to end the heartbreak to get to her. You need to end the heartbreak and get to this woman. So in the future position, you're trying hard to work out how to get to her. That's what that looks like. Well, how are you going to do it? Because don't forget, currently you're unclear. And in the future, you're still trying to work it out. How far in the future is this? Well, this is for the month ahead. Well, let's see where we get to. Hopefully I'll be able to work out slightly more timings as we go along. In the personal position, we've got the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is communication. This is free-flowing energy. But in a way, this is going backwards because we've gone from the 9 to the 10 and we've gone back to the 8. So in a personal way, you want communication, but you're not making communication. Communication has stalled, I think. It sort of feels like communication is all you want, really. We've definitely not got that in a personal way. So why do we have the 8 of Wands in the personal position? Oh, right, here we are. Would you believe it? It's another coins card. The 10 of coins is the very best outcome you could have, really, if you're wanting to be in a loving partnership, because it's not just a loving partnership. It's being able to provide each other with everything. It's the home, the family, the land, property, the finances. Oh, I just had a thought. You know, it just feels a little bit like that this relationship that you're currently not in, it feels like it should be able to provide you with everything. But it feels to me like this is a big financial deal. You could actually make a lot of money with this woman, I think. There's some sort of power couple. I think you'll understand what I mean, or you won't. So for some of you, this just won't resonate, I'm sure. But if this connection with this forbidden feminine held great promise, it might also have held great promise of potential wealth as well, some way, somehow. And I think you're very aware of that. I think you're aware of what it could have delivered to you. And that is part of the problem and partly why you've been working on your own wealth, perhaps, possibly. Because that's the card of working on your own wealth as well. In order to say you've got more to offer, I think, perhaps. I think, you know, if she's in Empress energy, you've got to come at her with something to offer. In the home position, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant it can be marriage, but it's the establishment, if you like. It's the church, government, it's all that sort of stuff. So it could be that at home, it feels a bit like you've been living under some sort of oppressive regime. So maybe you need to get out of a marriage, or maybe you need to leave where you're living. I'm pretty sure I've said this before in the masculine readings, that there's some sort of oppressive energy at home that you need to break away from. Yeah, it is time. Knave of Wands. This is good news generally. But it's also action. So maybe you're going to break away from, I think you're going to make a change at home, or something is changing at home that's going to make life a bit easier. I think so. In the hopes and fears position, we've got a choice. Right, okay, what's the choice? I think the choice is going to be whether to reconnect with this feminine or not, or whether to try and move on from her. I'm not sure you're going to be able to move on from her. Doesn't feel like that to me. Judgment, oh yeah. Crikey, choose carefully. Choose carefully. Judgment is an angel. You're being guided. So you know which way to jump, if you like. You know which way you should be going. You know what to choose. I feel pretty strongly that what you want to choose is reconnection. So whatever at home is not working, you would like to leave that behind and move forward with this love connection. And that is what judgment is telling you to do. Now, the reason why you're not currently doing it could be because it's actually, oh, I've put those in the wrong way around. That's quite interesting. I'm still holding the lovers. So what that's telling me is you know what you should do, because that's the crowning position. And I've just put judgment back there. You know what you should do. You should be putting this love connection first, and you should be moving towards it. You're not doing it yet because you're not quite sure how to get out of things. I wonder if it's other people. It's either that other people are in the way, or you don't feel good enough for the feminine that you're madly in love with. The outcome, we have justice. We have the Ace of Cups, which is love. And we have the Five of Swords, which is a battle. Justice would imply to me that you're going to get what you want. I have to say as well, here, looking pretty similar to the Empress. Well, no, the Empress is a bit more fabulous, but Justice is still looking very, very feminine. Your outcome is a woman that you are in love with, that you want to be in connection with. Aces are always divinely presented. You've been offered this woman for a reason. I feel like saying we've got the Ace of Coins and the Ace of Cups here. I mean, if you're going to be presented with any of the aces, these are the two that are giving you gifts. Got the gift of financial, wealth, large sum of money. And you've got the gift of a big love with a woman that you want to be in connection with. So it seems like you're going to manage to find a way to get back to her. You're gearing yourself up for battle, possibly. But to me, it feels like in order to get this partnership back, it's feeling like a battle. But don't forget, you've got the Ace of Cups at the outcome. So it's a battle you're going to win because you want to get to this Empress. She's in the future position. So it looks to me like you're going to get this connection back the way you want it. Or at the very least, communication the way you want it. We have the World. Well, the World is very welcome here because the World is a new phase. It's the ending of one phase and the start of another. And it's an easy ending. It's a nice, neat and tidy ending and a new start all rolled into one. So if you need to change your home environment and get away from a regime that doesn't suit you anymore, you will. If you've been obsessed with a connection that you want to bring back into communication, you will. If you have been building your finances to boost your chances, you've done that, and that is moving you into this new phase. Very, very definitely, because at the bottom of the deck, wow, this is amazing. The deck is just split in half. 6 of Wands is victory. 9 of Cups is having your wishes come true. Right, well, I think I'm just going to leave it there. Everything looks like it's going to be working out the way that you know it should in your heart of hearts. So if you know that there's some action you need to take towards a woman that you want to be in connection with that you haven't spoken to for a while, then you know what to do. Make communication, make it happen, and get that connection back. Wow. Well, it seems like everything's going to be working out for you this month if you're a masculine. So I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. If you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.